The movie opens where multiple TV channels are presenting debates between industrialists and scientists about the environmental changes and the pollution causing a severe destruction of the planetary habitats, which is adversely affecting the whole ecosystem. In Philadelphia, Jerry Lane, who is a former United Nations investigator and is living a retired life with his wife Karen and two daughters, Rachel and Connie. The whole family is having breakfast while watching news on TV, where the news of riots in different areas of the world is being broadcast. Karen asks her older daughter Rachel, who is suffering from asthma, to make sure that she keeps her inhaler in the bag all the time. Both Jerry and Karen take their daughters to the school, but there is a huge traffic jam on the way. While they are stuck in the traffic jam, Jerry turns on the radio where the news of the spread of rabies virus in Taiwan is being broadcast. Suddenly, a cop riding a bike passes by their car, hitting the side view mirror of their car, and the mirror breaks, but the cop keeps on moving. Jerry gets out of the car to pick up the broken mirror, and an explosion occurs at the end of the road, causing a commotion in the crowd. Another cop asks Jerry to get back in his car immediately, while a municipal corporation dump truck comes, hitting all the vehicles on its way. Jerry starts following the truck in his car. Their car gets hit by an ambulance, but the family is not injured. Jerry asks the whole family to get out of the car. People are running around and there is chaos on the road. Suddenly, a young girl comes running and jumps onto the hood of a car and starts headbutting the windshield, breaking it and biting the man in the car on his wrist. Jerry observes while running that the guy who was bitten turns into a zombie in 12 seconds. Jerry and his family board into a van and start driving away from the crowd. His daughter, Rachel, has an asthma attack on the way, and her inhaler was left in their old car. Jerry stops the van and tries to calm her down. Thyri Umutoni, the former boss of Jerry, calls him and Jerry asks him what's happening. Thyri says he has no idea what's going on, but he tells him that he needs him back in and that he is going to send a chopper for him soon so that they can be extracted. Connie, the younger daughter of Jerry, finds a rifle at the back of the van which Jerry takes from her. The family enters a mart to pick up an inhaler for Rachel. They pick up the inhaler from the mart where two men attack the family and Jerry kills one of them with the rifle. The family gets out of the mart and finds out that the van is gone. They run towards the residential building in the area nearby to take shelter while being followed by zombies. Along the way, Jerry calls Thyri to tell him about their current location. He asks him to send the chopper to pick them up from the roof of a residential building where they have hidden themselves. Zombies also enter the building, and the family takes refuge with a Colombian couple who is living in an apartment with their young son named Tommy. Jerry turns on the radio to find out what's happening. On the radio, a message is repeatedly being broadcast on behalf of New Jersey State Police Department, advising people to stay inside their homes, as there has been a virus outbreak in the state. The family spends the night in the apartment. Next morning, Jerry is planning to leave once the chopper sent by Thyri arrives, and he tries to convince the Colombian family to come with them as well, but they prefer to stay inside their apartment along with their son. Before leaving the apartment, Jerry attaches a knife in front of the gun and also binds a magazine on his wrist with the duct tape to avoid the bite of the zombies. The family leaves the apartment to reach the roof, but are again followed by zombies. They move towards the roof while Jerry keeps fighting with the zombies, who are continuously following them, and while being attacked by a zombie, the blood from a zombie drops onto his mouth. Tommy arrives in the meantime and shoots the zombie with a gun. The family now reaches the roof along with Tommy and start up the flares, while Jerry asks the family to stay away from him and goes to the edge of the roof and starts counting to 12 to see if he will turn into a zombie and will throw himself off of the roof if he does, but he doesn't turn. The military chopper spots the flares on the rooftop and reaches there to pick them up. The family boards the chopper along with Tommy and flies away. They are taken to the U.S. command ship USS Argus, and the family is given a cabin in the ship to rest. Here Thyri meets Jerry and tells him that the president is dead, while VP and most of the top military officials are missing, and this is happening all over the world. The global infrastructure has collapsed, and basic human needs are not being met. He also introduces Jerry to Dr. Andrew Fasbach, a virologist from Howard University, who is explaining to a group of people that these are not zombies, but this is happening to people due to a virus, and once they find the nature of the virus, they will be able to develop a vaccine to control its spread. Thyri also tells Jerry that the first news of the incident was reported in South Korea, so they are planning to send Dr. Fastbach there with a team to find the origin and nature of the virus to develop a vaccine. The commander of USS Argus also arrives and tells Jerry that he needs to go with team who is going with Dr. Drew, or else he and his family will be removed from the vessel, and Jerry unwillingly accepts the assignment. Jerry informs Karen about it and meets his family before leaving on a C-130 plane with Dr. Fastbach and the team of SEALs. He and Karen are given a satellite phone to be in contact with each other. Jerry and the team finally reach Camp Humphreys in South Korea where it's raining heavily. The plane lands, but as soon as the team comes out of the plane, they are attacked by zombies, and Dr. Fastbach rushes back to the plane in fear, but trips due to the slippery surface of the plane, hitting his head onto floor, and dies instantly. The team of Marines from base comes out to rescue them and takes them inside the camp. The Marines at the base tell Jerry the zombies are drawn towards the noise. They also tell him that the first person who had this virus was a soldier who was bitten by something in the field and was examined by the base's doctor. The soldier bit the doctor, and then the doctor started biting his patients at the base, but they don't know how the soldier was infected in the first place. Jerry meets a prisoner in the base who tells him that Israel knew about this outbreak before it even spread, and they had been building a wall for a long time around the country to secure themselves, and if he wants to find out about the origin of the virus, he should immediately go there. Jerry plans to go to Israel to find out as to how they knew about this in advance. The Marines go outside with him to refuel the plane using bicycles to avoid noise, but zombies spot them and start killing the Marines. Ultimately, the plane is refueled and Jerry leaves for Israel. Jerry finally reaches Adarat Airport in Israel and contacts the control tower for permission to land, with reference to Jurgen Wormbrunn, a high-ranking Mossad official, and they are allowed to land. He then is escorted to Wormbrunn by a Lady SEAL. Jerry asks Wormbrunn how did they know about this outbreak beforehand, and he tells Jerry that they intercepted a communication from an Indian general, where he mentioned that they were fighting Rakshas, which means undead, which Jerry is unable to digest that just based on a communication intercept. Israel started building a huge wall, but Wormbrunn explains it to him that due to atrocities faced by Israel in the past, the government of Israel decided to make a group of 10 people who will analyze any threats to the country, and if 9 of the 10 agree on something, it would be the duty of the 10th man to disagree with the rest and investigate the matter at hand by himself. In this case, he was the 10th man, and he started digging up things based on the assumptions that the news about the zombies is true. And so it was, but Wormbrunn also was unable to provide him any clue about the origin or source of the virus. The zombies, attracted by the noise of the loudspeaker, start climbing the wall and finally reach the top and enter the city. Panic spreads through the city, and zombies start biting people. While running, Jerry observes that the zombies have not bitten an old man and a sick boy, and pass by them without touching them, which surprises him. Jerry and the female SEAL hide in a spot, but the Lady SEAL is bit by a zombie. Jerry takes her blade and chops off her hand so that the virus cannot spread to her brain, and it works. Both of them go to the airport to leave, but the plane which Jerry came in had taken off already and left. Jerry and the SEAL stop an passenger plane on the runway and board it through a ladder via cockpit, and the plane takes off. Jerry asks the Lady SEAL that she needs a proper bandage on the wound to avoid infection, and starts doing it. While doing the bandage, he keeps on thinking as to why the zombies didn't attack the old man and the sick boy. He infers that there was something which prevented the zombies from attacking sick people. He immediately calls Karen on satellite phone and asks her to get the phone to Thyri. He asks Thyri to talk to the pilot to divert the plane to the research facility of World Health Organization. Thyri talks to the pilot, and he diverts the plane to the facility. A puppy keeps on barking in the plane, which makes Jerry suspicious, and he goes to the back of the plane to check out hind cabin. As he raises the curtain, he sees zombies killing people, He immediately starts blockading the door with luggage with the help of other people, and a bag drops on the other side, causing noise which attracts zombies, and they attack the front cabin as well, going on a killing spree. As things get out of control, Jerry takes a hand grenade from the Lady Seal and throws it to the side of the plane, which blows up and creates a huge hole on the plane, sucking all the zombies outside of it, and they go into the engine of the plane, causing it to flame out. The plane crashes in a field and everything goes blank. After some time, Jerry becomes conscious, and he is hanging onto the seat of the plane with help of seat belt, and a metal part of the plane has pierced through his abdomen. He releases himself from the seat and falls on the ground. The lady who also survived the accident comes to him, and they start walking to the facility of WHO and finally reach there. On USS Argus, Jerry's family is asked to evacuate the ship and move to a safe zone in Freeport, Nova Scotia. As there is no news of Jerry for long, Jerry wakes up in the research facility and finds a couple of men with him who inquire him about his details, especially the satellite phone recovered from him. They tell Jerry that he has been out for 3 days. He asks them to call the satellite phone, which they do, and get confirmation from Thierry that he is with United Nations. After the confirmation, the head of the facility asks him as to why he came to the facility, and Jerry tells them his theory about zombies not attacking sick people. He thinks that the zombies are spreading a virus, and they need a healthy host to spread it, and any people with terminal illness are not useful for them, so they do not attack sick people. He suggests that they should do an experiment of injecting a healthy person with some deadly but curable pathogen, and see if the zombies will attack him or not, and if they do not, then we can use it as a camouflage to hide from zombies until a vaccine is prepared. They are ready to test the idea, but all the deadly pathogens are stored in B wing of the facility, which is filled with all the researchers who have turned into zombies. They all plan to go to the B wing together to get the pathogen. Jerry, Seal and the facility head go inside the wind, while the other people stand guard on the main gate, sneaking through the B wing and avoiding making any noise. They keep on going to the lab where the pathogens are kept, but the rod held by facility head hits with a locker, and the noise immediately attracts the zombies, who find them out and start following them. The Seal and the facility head start running outside the wing to save themselves, while Jerry distracts the zombies by hitting the iron rod with staircase railing. Seal and the facility head escape the B-wind and go out to the secured area, while Jerry locks himself up in the lab where the pathogens are kept. The zombies are walking outside the lab. The whole team is observing Jerry in the lab via CCTV cameras, which do not have a mic, so they can only see the video feed and cannot talk to him. Jerry doesn't know which pathogen he should take and which he should leave, as this is his only chance to get the pathogen. After waiting for some time and having no other choice, he injects himself with an unknown pathogen and waits for some time for it to take effect in his body. After some time, he gets up and opens the lab door and lets a zombie in to test his theory, which seems to be working as the zombie doesn't attack him. He starts going to the main wing and zombies keep on passing by him, ignoring him totally, further confirming the theory. Once he reaches the main wing, the researcher there injects him with the antibiotic to counter the pathogen which he took. Jerry and the Lady Seal leave the research facility. Jerry reaches safe zone of Nova Scotia where his wife, daughter and Tommy are waiting for him, and finally he reunites with them. In the end credits, it's shown that WHO has prepared a weak pathogen to be injected to people to make them invisible from the zombies, and the military starts killing the zombies, and the movie ends here.